Okay. One thing you don't need while you go surfing is shoes.
No, you don't. And our next guest loves shoes, and I love shoes as well, but I don't think as much as her. But she's a fascinating lady with a fascinating career. She's here to tell us all about it. It's Judith Fordham, the Associate Professor in Forensic Science at Murdoch University. She's also a barrister and an author, and she's here to tell us about her new book, Life, Law and Not Enough Shoes. Welcome to Wake Up WA.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure.
Morning, Judith.
It's an absolute pleasure. Now, where do I start here? First of all, I understand that you're a mother of four, and when you were studying law, how did you manage to balance the two? Four young children.
Not only that, what motivates a single mother of four to go and start a law degree, let alone complete one?
I'd like to say I had a burning desire to save the world and see justice done and things like that, but the truth of the matter was the only study the government would give me any money to do. And rather than sort of, sitting at home and learning better ways of folding nappies and things like that, I thought I really wanted to learn something as well. So I sort of tucked one baby under the arm and a couple of others in daycare, and off I went to law school.
But how did you manage it though, like with the study and everything?
Lots of shortcuts. Any young mums want to give me a call, any shortcut. First thing, don't cook vegetables. They're much more nutritious if they're not cooked, and you save the cooking time. I could go on.
Gold. So, from law, how did you find your way drifting into forensic science?
Well, it's easy. I was attracted to criminal law, or it attracted me, or something like that. So I was doing a lot of criminal law, and with the rise of forensic science, it became really obvious I needed to know a lot more about forensic science. I already had a science degree anyway before the law degree, so I trotted off to UWA and did forensic science, and it's the most fascinating thing in the entire universe.
Because of course we've all watched CSI, it's all dead bodies and glamour, isn't it?
No. Some of it's boring. I really want to be on CSI though, because CSI they get an unlimited shoe allowance, I'm sure they do. And they're all incredibly beautiful, and they're at least 6 inches taller than me, the women, and a foot taller than me for the guys, and they have wonderful glamorous lives, and I would love that. But no, it's not like that. But it is pretty interesting, pretty gory sometimes.
Sorry, I'll cut in on you, Annette. How close to the truth are those shows? Do you sit there and cringe and go, oh my goodness, that's wrong, or are they getting a bit more...
I really can't watch them, but they're good in their own sort of space because, people, for example, who are going to be jurors on trials will watch CSI and think, well, science isn't that scary, I can listen to that, I can follow that. But they do have some silly things on, like they've got this one where someone gets stabbed and they pour this fancy foam in the wound and it pulls out an exact replica of the knife. I mean, nah, I don't think so.
So not an exact replica of a body cavity, which you'd actually get.
It would be the body cavity, which had nothing to do with the knife more than likely,
Right. Now,
and gross.
So you must have lots and lots of these fascinating stories or things that, the average person just doesn't see every day. So you've written a book called Life, Law and Not Enough Shoes. Now, these are all about most of your experiences within...
a lot of stories from 20 years as a criminal lawyer. You meet a lot of crazy people.
A lot about crime. Now, I've heard this has got a bit of humour in it. How can miserable crime stories be humorous? How can you find the funny side of it?
Well, I think everybody in these sorts of jobs, they do find the funny side of it. Police have a very wicked, if not strange sense of humour, and forensic pathologists, the ones I know, have a pretty odd sense of humour too, and I think I'm part of that club. You've got to laugh, otherwise you cry and you feel miserable, and
So it's a coping mechanism as much as anything else,
yeah, but it's genuinely funny. I mean, people who've been reading that book have been emailing me saying, look, I was laughing on the bus and people looking at me like I was weird, So there are truly funny things that happen.
There's nothing better than a good laugh, but I'm a bit interested with a few things that we're going to refer to in a second, but a little anecdote I heard. Tell us a bit about the Jolly Green Giant and having to go along to a bank with a prisoner in prison uniform.
Well, there you go. You told my story. You told my story. That's it. I can go now.
So
you can do my interview. Yes. No, I had this client who, for reasons that are too long to go into now, had to come up with $10,000 before the judge was going to release him from custody. It was by way of a fine. He'd breached his bail and he had to hand the money over. And the only way to get the money was to go to the bank. And he, of course, was the one who had the card, but he was in prison. He was in custody. So he's in the court, dressed in his green prison clothes, excuse me, And they're bottle green, they're horrible, they're not exactly fashion central. And he looked like a prisoner. Every police officer, every lawyer knows what prison clothes looks like. And he had his thongs with, his tattoos on his toes. He had his knuckles with love and hate. And the judge said, he's in your custody, go get the money from the bank. Didn't send a police officer with me, no handcuffs, no pepper spray, no nothing, and he's about 9 feet tall. It's like, what am I going to do? What if he runs away? And then we rocked in Hay Street, 1 o'clock in the afternoon, rocked into the Commonwealth Bank. We'd like $10,000 in cash, please. It's like, whoa.
You got away with it.
Well, Teller was looking worried, but we got the money. They handed the 10 grand over in the end after I said, it's all right, I'm a barrister. And it's like as if that helps. Yeah. And I'm not a hostage,
not
really I'm not. Like, what else would I say? And it was pretty funny. That's cutting a longish story very short, but geez, it wasn't funny at the time.
No,
I was not amused.
Your heart would have been pounding.
When you got home safely.
Oh, yeah, well, I saw the judge socially later on and I sort of said, how could you do that to me? And he said, you should have seen your face.
But, so that's not your first brush with the slightly illegal situations. Weren't you taken off a plane in the States as a suspected terrorist?
Yes, that was scary. That was scary too, because you know those American sort of security guys are pretty scary people. I'm sitting on a plane, ready to fly somewhere and domestically in the US, and these marshals come in and, they're big guys too, and they've got guns. Could Judith Fordham identify herself? It's me. And, could you get off the plane, madam? It's like, what? And down we go to my luggage, and my luggage is emitting this strange noise and vibrating slightly.
It's a G rating.
It's okay, it's okay, no one gets blown up. And, we're getting there too, actually. There I am, and they've got luggage on the plane. I mean, if it was a bomb, how stupid leaving it under the plane anyway. Madam, why is that noise happening? What's going on? And it turned out it was my electric toothbrush. And it was my electric toothbrush, okay? But that was scary.
Would have been scary for the security guards as well, I imagine. But they're pretty onto it these days, aren't they? You leave your bag alone for 5 seconds and they're onto it.
Yeah, what they're doing though, I mean, they're about to load on the plane, they leave it under the plane. And if it had been a bomb, I mean, duh. Yeah, that's a good legal phrase, duh.
It may be a bomb, a bomb, so therefore we'll store it underneath the aircraft while we ascertain what's going on.
Yeah, and ask her to open it up.
So these are the type. I did actually. So they're the type of photos. Just quickly, this is the Director of Public Prosecutions for WA. He's drinking out of your shoe.
Can you see?
Yes.
Can you see? It's that one right there. Why is he drinking out of your shoe?
Let's just say there was a social function on. And we were talking about men who drink champagne out of women's shoes, and he basically said, well, I wouldn't be averse to that. So I said, okay, here's one, drink. And blow me down, he did. I poured the champagne. It wasn't real champagne because that would be a waste. I poured the champagne in the shoe.
And he drank
and he drank, but first I said, someone get a camera.
Yeah.
And to his eternal credit, he's allowed me to print that in the book, which I think shows he's got quite a sense of humour.
Yeah. So just quickly...
And red eyes as well.
Before we finish, where did this shoe fetish come in? We have to have a quick shot of your shoes because they're absolutely fascinating. Where did this love of shoes come from?
I'm a girl. What more do you want? I didn't know they're going to match your shag pile rug,
give
though.
A bit of a wiggle
you
for
could
us
have
so
told me. Look, they're...
Just had them there.
Are they cute? Are they cute? I think they're gorgeous.
You've worn leopards, you've zebra print shoes in a courtroom, you've represented bikies, transsexuals. I've got to have a bit of a read of this because I had a bit of a skim through, and everything that caught my eye is interesting. You've been through some trials and tribulations. What's next? TV deal, movie?
Well, people are actually talking to me about possibly a television series. Wouldn't that be wonderful?
Well, I like drinking champagne, so I'll play Robert Cocker, right?
No worries. We'll get better champagne for you.
So where can people find out more information?
They can go to my website, it's probably the easiest. That's www.judithfordham.com.au.
Beautiful.
Fordham with an H, people.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like those stories in that book are absolutely fascinating. So, and your life has just been fascinating, so it just makes a perfect book. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck with the future, especially with the possible TV series. I should get your autograph now. Actually, we should get you to sign a book.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I can do that.
Maybe even give one away to our viewers. More information at wakeupwa.com.au. We need to go to a quick break before we get into trouble. When we come back, Ainsley Gatt talks to us about Friends of the Art Gallery. Don't go anywhere. You're on Wake Up WA.